Hello everybody, Ben Modris here, the Raptors Digest, reacting to the Toronto Raptors 124-108 win against the Atlanta Hawks. Now, the Toronto Raptors came in, they handled their business. The Atlanta Hawks, they're 3-15, they got some nice young players, but this is a team we should have handled, got out of the way quick, and we did. We did what we had to do as the top seed in the Eastern Conference and handled our business, but there's a lot of fun storylines that came out of this game. It was, a pretty fun one to watch. We had the boys clicking on all cylinders. Last podcast, the first guy I want to talk about is Kyle Lowry. Last podcast, I talked about how Kyle Lowry really needed to step it up, really needed to pick up his game. He was great the start of the year when we were on that huge win streak, and he's kind of tailed off as of late, but, we needed Kyle Lowry back to playing at that all-star level, and tonight, I know it's against the Hawks, but he looked like a beast out there. 21 points, on 7 of 12 shooting, and 17 assists. 17 assists from Kyle. That's, phenomenal running of the point guard position. A plus 28 for the game. Trae Young really couldn't handle Kyle Lowry tonight. Kyle was getting whatever he wanted. He was hitting his shots. This is the all-star Kyle Lowry want to see on a nightly basis. We hear Matt and Leo and everyone. They always say how Kyle Lowry's the engine that runs us, and it's true. When Kyle Lowry is clicking, the Toronto Raptors are clicking. It doesn't matter about anyone else. Whenever Kyle Lowry's head's in the game, he's focused, he's hitting his shots, he's looking like the bulldog he is, the team just plays at an extremely high level. And to see Kyle Lowry play very strong basketball tonight, it's great to see. The Toronto Raptors play so much better. He's our engine. Kawhi's our best player. Obviously, Kawhi out resting tonight, but Kawhi's our best player, but Kyle Lowry makes everyone else go. So nice to see Kyle play really well. Pascal Siakam. This guy has really come into his own this season. We mentioned it, we continue to talk about it. It's a huge storyline. 22 points for Pascal Siakam, 9 of 13 from the field. He's shooting at ridiculous efficiency, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. Just his ability to dribble, create. I'm telling you, he gets better with every game. He gets better with every game. I know we're playing the Hawks tonight, but I'm going to keep saying that, because we have to keep everything into perspective. But it's just great to see Pascal Siakam really coming into his own. And, Riker and I have been having debates about whether this guy should be an all-star. And he continues to exceed my expectations, exceed expectations of Raptors fans. And, if he can continue this productivity going into the season, he hit a 3 tonight. And it was a pretty... That 1-3, I got to give it to him. It wasn't a set shot. He shot it with, pretty quickly. It was in the corner, but he shot it with confidence. It looked like in the swing of a game. So, if he can get that jumper going, it's going to be over. It's over for the rest of the league. He's going to be Giannis with the jump shot. I'm pulling for Siakam to become Giannis Antetokounmpo with the jump shot. Not Giannis Light, as some people like to call him. Giannis with the jump shot. And, that... We might be hyperbolizing here, but that's what Pascal Siakam could be to the Toronto Raptors. Obviously, Giannis is a phenomenal player. It's a bit of a stretch, but, nonetheless, Pascal Siakam is the man. Love what he's been doing this year. Jonas Valanciunas, he got the start tonight. Another guy that had ridiculous efficiency. 24 and 13 from Jonas. Just completely ate Dwayne Dedmon. Dwayne Dedmon's known as a pretty good defender, but just couldn't handle big science. The Lithuanian lightning of Jonas Valanciunas just continues to bully down low. He hit a 3 tonight. His 3-ball, everyone loved his 3-ball last season. Hasn't really been hitting too many this year, so it was nice to see Jonas get the start. Get the start and get rocking, because Serge Ibaka's been getting the starting role for most of the year this year, and he's been playing ridiculously well, and we'll get into how he played after, but Jonas has kind of been, especially the past few games, a bit shunned out. A bit, he's getting a bit of flack on Raptors Twitter, Raptors Reddit, for not looking into it, not looking, like he was at the beginning of the year. But tonight he got the start, looked engaged, and played really well. 9 of 12 from the field. We shot ridiculous efficiency tonight. Fred VanVleet got the start at the 2 tonight. And, Fred VanVleet obviously is a point guard, but 11.6 assists, exactly what we want out of Fred. Hit a 3. He's playing with a bit more confidence. We need that consistency from Fred VanVleet. It's like Kyle Lowry. Obviously, Fred started tonight, but usually he's with the mob, and he's the Kyle Lowry for the bench. When he's cooking, everyone else is going. So, love to keep that confidence, keep that steady Freddiness back on the court. That's what I like to see. Danny Green, not the greatest shooting night tonight, but he hit a game winner last game, so I'm not even going to give him any flack. He's riding high from that game winner against Orlando. So we're chilling. We're chilling with Danny Green. 6 points tonight. Whatever. It's all good. And off the bench, I mentioned him before, Serge Ibaka. 19 points, 9 rebounds. Serge has just been great all year, man. He's coming in, whether he's starting, coming off the bench, 8 of 11 from the field. This game, aside from, Lorenzo Brown and Danny Green, everyone shot really high percentages. It was good to see. The 3 balls could have gone in more often. Our 3 ball hasn't been that great this year, but, getting in the paint, getting some shots down low, it's great to see. Great to see. Serge Ibaka had a few nasty jams tonight, too. Serge he's looking like the 29-year-old self he is out there. So, shout out to Serge. Great playing. No flames on Serge. That man, I want to know what he's eating. How hungry are you? Because he made the YouTube channel. We're telling you just got to make a YouTube channel to up your basketball game. That's what you got to do. Maybe if Pascal Siakam makes his own channel, Lowry, all the boys, they get on Serge's podcast or whatever the videos he makes every game. The Raptors go 82-0. That's what I'm saying. That's my recommendation. If I was coach, that would be my implementation. Not speaking as a YouTuber myself. But, the deep bench mob got some run tonight, too. Greg Monroe, he's looked good in the stretches he was given this season. Not the greatest tonight. 3 points, -10 for the game. 1 for 5 from the field. It's fine. He was running a lot of his minutes with Serge Ibaka tonight, too. So, the paint was a bit cluttered. So, that's fine. It's just one game. I like to see Greg Monroe get some run. He didn't obviously do too much, but he's a good player. I'm not going to blame one game on him. And Lorenzo Brown, we all got the DeMarre Carroll gold star last game for hating on Lorenzo and didn't really follow up that great performance with a great one tonight. 1 for 5 from the field, 3 points. Hit a 3. I like to see Lorenzo hitting some shots, but he plays good defense. He's a good 15th guy. He's good, or 12th, 13th, 14th guy. And Chris Boucher, in 3 minutes, 5 points. That's what we call real efficiency out there. Hit a 3, had a dunk. Chris Boucher, maybe he's shooting for those minutes. He shoot with all the players injured. Maybe he can sneak into the rotation, get some run. And Jordan Lloyd, he's a bit chaotic out there on the court, but I wouldn't mind seeing him get some decent run this year. I wouldn't mind seeing him, not on a consistent basis, but I want to see him in an actual rotation time, because we've seen Malachi have his shot, but Jordan Lloyd has a decent 3-point shot. He looks pretty big, sturdy on the defensive end, and I know he looks a bit hectic, but I'm sure that's just from him playing a lack of minutes. He looks great for the 905, so it's cool to see Jordan Lloyd get some run. I wouldn't mind seeing a bit more of him, seeing what we have. As for the Atlanta Hawks, Trae Young kind of disappointed me tonight. I haven't really seen him play too much, but I've heard he's been playing really well. Only 6 points for him. Obviously, Lowry had his number. The Raptors were firing on all cylinders. It's tough for him to get off. But Jeremy Lin played really well for the Atlanta Hawks tonight. 26 points, 11 of 13 from the field. I know they're going young, and I know Kent Bazemore has a huge contract, but Jeremy Lin should really be starting for this team. He's been injured the past couple seasons in Brooklyn, but before he was hurt, he was a integral part of that Charlotte Hornets team that was 4th seed in the Eastern Conference, and he's a really good NBA player. And 4 threes for him tonight. It kind of hurts me to see him, a veteran like that, play for the Atlanta Hawks that are obviously rebuilding, and they have a lot of great young talent, but he's a guy that could really contribute to an actual playoff team, and he showed it here tonight. He just has to stay healthy. That's all I'm wishing for Jeremy Lin. Stay healthy, and everything will be good. But great game for him, 26 points. Great night for the Hawks, but we're gonna get into the Kawhi you do him like that, the segments, the Kawhi you do him like that play of the day, and usually it goes to a Toronto Raptors player with the Kawhi you do him like that play, but probably the biggest storyline to come out of a November game against the Atlanta Hawks, it was Vince Carter. Vince Carter, obviously legendary Toronto Raptor, scored his 25th 1,000 point tonight, and who else would it be against the Toronto Raptors? As at the very end of the game, he hit a 3, and then he missed a shot, but came back in and threw down a nasty dunk to get over his 25. I think it was his 25,001st point in the NBA. So that was great to see. It was cool that he got to do it against the Toronto Raptors, his former team, and everyone was rooting for him, whether it was the Raptors players or the Hawks players. It was great. Just a great sight to be able to witness that. He's had such an astounding career. Obviously, for younger fans like myself, didn't get to see him live, didn't get to see him really his full impact with the Toronto Raptors, but seeing highlights and hearing from people, hearing the stories, he's a Toronto legend, and regardless of how he left us, regardless of how that situation ended, it's great to see that he's the closure to his career, how it's all circling back. He got the 25,000 point against the Raptors. It's cool. Cool story, cool sight. Shout out to Vince. Good play. Good playing, but not all plays can be the Kawhi you do him like that play of the day, and some just make you say, oh, geez. And tonight, the oh, geez play of the day, again, not going to any Raptors. Not going to any Atlanta Hawks either. Unless you consider Leo Routen's a Toronto Raptor, because he's there for most games, but this man's tan, the boys were roasting him on the broadcast, but I got to throw up on the screen here. I love you, Leo. You're a great listen, but you gotta lay off that tan, my guy. That was a hurting look for me watching this game. Made me say, oh geez. Definitely made me say, oh geez, watching that. So sorry, Leo, you getting the OG's play to the. I can't even speak on this. It's the picture tells itself. Anyways, finally, the infamous DeMar Carroll Gold Star Award tonight. We won this game by 16 points. I'm just gonna give it to the Toronto Raptors. It seems like we never have a healthy roster. Last year we were blessed with so much health and all that sort of stuff. Tonight we had Kawhi out, OG out, CJ out, Norm out. Obviously all of them have their respective injuries, and Kawhi doesn't like to play back-to-back. So it just sucks to not have all the boys together, especially, Kawhi, he's our star player. It feels weird, honestly. I'm not going to lie. It feels weird that Kawhi is just in and out of the lineup so much. And then we've had so many back-to-backs as well. I'd like to see just the guys get together and mesh. And I think that's a big reason why we struggled that past week. When we had that 3-game losing streak. It just didn't look like the chemistry was there. Going into playoff time, going to the end of the season, I want to make sure everyone is comfortable playing with each other. We don't feel as if everyone is in and out of the lineup 24/7, and no one gets the chance to build that chemistry. Obviously, for the past 4 or 5 seasons, DeMar, Lowry, Jonas, it was the same core. Dwayne Casey. We need to build up some chemistry this season. I'm not saying that people should play through injuries. Obviously, we don't want anyone hurt, but it's just the DeMar Carroll Gold Star that we don't have that opportunity to build that chemistry. That's what it's going to tonight. Anyways, pretty solid win. Solid win for the Raptors. Nothing too much to say. The Raptors are out here getting W's. Still the top of the East. Let me know what you guys think. I'm sorry for the late upload as well. I had some school stuff pop up. That was pretty surprising. So sorry on that front. Definitely try and get them closer to the game when the game's over. Try and get them out as fast as possible. But tonight we had some unforeseen circumstances. But anyways, you're the best if you made it this far. Shout out to you guys. Not a complete list of shout outs, as obviously that happened last pod, and it's a good laugh. It's a good laugh. I'm sorry for all the names I roasted. I promised I'd give a shout out to the people's names I messed up tonight, but didn't get a chance to look at those, so I'll give them next podcast. Sorry about that. Anyways, I'm done rambling. Big win. Check out the Twitter, the Instagram, the Raptors Digest Instagram. It's been lit. Your DMs have been awesome. We really appreciate it. Anyways, cheers.